Anyway, sort of speaking of BattleTech and Westwood. So, Westwood... Oh, they're attacking me! Oh, shoot. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? This has not happened before in the game. I need an army. Or, you know what? Maybe I can build... Oh, I just got wiped out. Damn it. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Thousands of Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we're hopping into Mega-Lo-Mania. So in the deep recesses of space, in the dark void of space, existed 4 terrible gods that battled through time and space to conquer all intelligent life, I suppose. So this is Mega-Lo-Mania. It is a populous-style god game from Sensible Software for the Amiga computer. So you may recognize Sensible Software as the developers of, well, Sensible World Cup and Cannon Fodder, which is a terrific game. So the game that we're going to be seeing here today is sort of, again, populous style. You're going to see little animated characters similar to the characters from Sensible World of Soccer and Cannon Fodder. I mean, this company definitely has its own style. But this game is all about time-traveling gods battling through time. A contest that takes place in the form of an ancient heavenly game. This, I think, sounds like an awesome premise. I don't know if it's just me, but I think it sounds pretty awesome. This game, by the way, the title for this game, I feel like does it a disservice. Like Mega-Lo-Mania, I had no idea kind of what that meant. I think in North America, this game was called Tyrants Fight Through Time, which actually is a better title in my humble opinion. So Amiga and Sensible Software was sort of a UK company, a British company, hence Mega-Lo-Mania was the European title. And I've never honestly heard of this game ever. Again, I was a big fan of Cannon Fodder. I like the idea of kind of gods battling through time. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop in here. Alright, so here is the character select screen. It's really the god select screen. So here are the 4 gods. They actually just kind of look like weird medieval people, except this guy. This guy is totally from the future, because he's got that cyborg eye patch. Alright, so we have Scarlet, fiery and aggressive demigoddess of the Pleiades, controller of the Red People. Then we have Oberon, backstabbing and ruthless, self-appointed king of the Algol, controller of the Yellow People. Then we have Caesar, vindictive and unpredictable, godfather of the Trapezuian Mafia, controller of the Green People. And then Madcap, cunning and deadly, Andromedan mercenary, supreme controller of the Blue People. Interesting. I mean, I could kind of go for any of these people. Fiery and aggressive, I like. Backstabbing and ruthless, I like. Vindictive and unpredictable. Maybe we won't go for him. That doesn't sound too cool. But cunning and deadly. And then Andromedan mercenary supreme, controller of the Blue People. You know what? Let's go sci-fi on this one. If we're going to be a space god, we might as well be a god from the future. Because, hey, nothing beats a god from the future. The god from the future has the hindsight of learning from all the gods in the past. So I guess in our story, we are a god who is traveling back in time to wipe out all vestiges of gods from the past. So this game is played through a number of different epochs, or epochs, and each one is sort of like a period in history. So we're starting in the Stone Age, and we're going to try and battle for the past, which is kind of a pretty cool concept here. So we have to pick an island. I think there's only 2 islands we can pick right now. This third one, it does not want to let me select. That's okay. So we'll go ahead and view this island. This is Bazooka of the first epoch. Bazooka Island, guys. Or Celia Island, that has 2 opposing gods. Let's start off easy on the Isle of Bazooka, where we're just facing Scarlet, I think her name was. And let's go here into options, auto slow off, speech on, that all sounds good. All right, so the way this works is you select an island, then you select how many people you would like to transfer to this island. And this game actually has like really helpful tooltips. So pretty much I figured out this game on my own, sort of off camera, just, in the last 10 minutes by just trying out a level and hovering over all aspects of the menu. And it's a very simple game once you get the hang of it, so it's pretty cool. So what you need to do is bring some people into the island. And I'm not going to bring too many people because you're going to have to use these people to take over the other islands, I believe. I think there's a way to take your people off of islands after you conquer an epoch, or an epoch, but I haven't figured that part out yet. So we're just going to go ahead with this, and we're going to go ahead and place our starting territory here, directly opposite of Scarlet there. And here we are. So we are now in the cave dwelling period, and there's a cave dwelling people who have prayed to us, and we've answered their prayer, and we're going to gift them with technology. And so let's teach them the technology of rocks, and we're gonna have them go ahead and research rock-based technology. While they're doing that, so this is sort of like your tech development center, so you can have some people go in there and develop different technologies. Again, my people are working on understanding the mysteries of the rock, all its intricacies, you know, cracking rocks, throwing rocks, trying to understand what makes a rock a rock. You can assign more people to the task, but of course you want your population to grow. So in this game, there are only males. There's no females. So this is a village of 30 or so males, and 15 or so are working on the rock technology problem there. Meanwhile, the others are, I guess, sitting in the hut, procreating. Don't ask me how that works. Like, what are they like procreating asexually? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But yeah, so idle villagers will just naturally procreate. So it's a bunch of dudes in a sweaty hut somehow making more dudes. Again, I don't want to dive too deep into this, but like, why didn't they just put females in this game? I don't know. Anyway, while our dudes are busy working, we can speed things up here, so work goes a little faster. And you can see they're busy sort of contemplating what it means to be a rock. Basically, the way this works, you kind of want to sort of research your tech tree here. While you're researching different weapons, your armies will slowly become more powerful. Let's go ahead and bump this up. I think we can afford to put 20 or so dudes on it now. These guys are happily procreating. Once you've built up enough technology, you can sort of create armies, and then from there, you can pretty much go and conquer the feeble fools who dare oppose you. So we're gonna go ahead and slam some guys on there. Meanwhile, I don't know if I have the proper materials to make any good weapons here, actually. What am I researching, by the way? Oh, spears. Okay, let's put some more dudes on the spears. Spears and pikes. So what you really want to do is, like, get up to, like, slingshots and stuff, I think. That's what worked for me last time. Anyway, you can click here on the map and see what's going on. Also, the red player is expanding. Well, that was her army. Even in the caveman era, in order for armies to, like, go from territory to territory, they don't walk there, they literally teleport there. So she has an army of dudes just hanging out, having a keg or whatever in the woods. I feel like we want to take over this territory. We don't just want to leave that uncontested. Oh, look, we have upgraded to a new tech level. View elements. I don't know what these are, but I'm going to throw a few dudes on it. It's a big old dude party here. Meanwhile, I guess start researching pikes. And, oh, that's what we want. That's what we want. We want catapults. Okay. Now, once we have catapults, we can go and look at our army tab. Right now we can equip our dudes with rocks, but rocks are not what we want. We want to do better than a rock. Although, maybe that will be the best we can do. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go for bows and arrows. Go ahead, throw a lot of dudes on this. And let's see what we got going in terms of weapons. Yes. Okay. You know what? Let's add a bunch of guys with rocks and slingshots to our army. Sure, that looks good. We'll place the army there. Ah, sneak attack! We're just, I think we just totally like scammed this sector right out from under the nose of the red player, and then voila! And then we have just gone ahead and taken it over. And so we can, if we want, go ahead It's kind of weird how when you take over a sector, you have to start your tech tree like all over again. This part actually seems a little monotonous. It's like, but I already have the tech. Can't they just borrow it from the guys down here? But these guys, I guess, don't share. So I guess you kind of have to slow the speed down at a certain point, and you know, focus on making sure all your territories are remaining productive. Man, we have 186 dudes. Man, you guys procreate like crazy. And you've probably like researched everything. Hot oil. All right. I guess figure that out. Meanwhile, let's start an army here of crossbowmen. Oh, there's only 3. Yeah, so you need resources in order to what? I can only have 4 dudes. I guess I don't have a lot of resources. All right, let's see how well these 4 dudes do against like an army of many more, but more poorly armed dudes. So we showed up with, it was just like a crack team of 4 commandos showing up to fight like a whole squad of guys with rocks. Meanwhile, over here, can we make an army? Yeah, we actually have a big army here. So we can have like a whole bunch of rock dudes. We can have some catapult guys. Let's just do this. Let's just straight up. I think we lost our war over here. Oh no, there's still one guy soloing it. He's our Master Chief. Oh, they teleported in a bunch of more guys and killed me. But I think we've got this. I think we've got their home castle or whatever taken over. So yeah, it's you don't actually control the battles. You basically just sort of create the armies and the technology and let people fight their own wars. Boom! We dominated them. And I'm pretty sure they don't have anyone over here either. I think we just won. Pretty sure we just won. The level takes a little while to end. But there you go. That's the first level of Mega-Lo-Mania. We did it, guys. We're heroes. Sometimes there's like an audio cue that says, we took over a sector. I didn't hear anything this time around.
We won!
Okay, there, the level finally ended. Congratulations, King of Bazooka. King of Bazooka. I'm the terrified lord of all bazookas. Is that like the bazooka producing island? I don't know. Okay, now we have this island here. Aloha. Let's go ahead and take some dudes into Aloha. How many dudes do you think we should take? I'm gonna go with not half my dudes, a little under half. I'm gonna go with 25 so that on the last island we can bring all the dudes. It'll be a hot sausage party of dudes. Alright, let's do this. Let's dude this. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna rush for rock-based technologies. And while that is happening, let's scout out the enemy. So there they are. So this game could be considered an early real-time strategy game. It's you know, it's very basic in its ability, you know, in your ability to do things. You know, there is like a tech tree and stuff like that, and there are like tech levels. Like, as you saw, my I think it was at like the Roman era by the time I left. So I successfully guided my people out of the Stone Age into like the Roman era of technology, which is not bad. And yeah, so there's like different units and stuff because you can equip your armies with like different weapons. And this game came out before Dune 2. If I remember my years correct, I think this came out a year before Dune 2, possibly 2 years. But like, for instance, Dune 2 is often considered like the first real-time strategy game, but like, it's not like there was no hints of, you know, real-time strategy kind of out there, you know? Oh look, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna straight up crush them right away. Sneak attack, mofos! Oh, they're dead already. All right. See, we could have done that with like even fewer guys. I imagine the game gets much harder the further along we go. But okay, we're gonna play this last island. And we're gonna send them all in. Send in the hot dude party. We're gonna go. Where do we want to go? I guess we'll go here. I mean, I don't know what the advantages or disadvantages are. I don't know what resources are in any territory. In fact, I don't even quite understand what resources you need in this game. My guys just always seem to be able to just build whatever they need. So here's what I've learned. Rush for rock-based technologies, because they seem pretty damn good. I'm going to do 20. And while that's happening... Oh, look, there's already like a battle commencing. Like, what is the benefit of that? It seems like just a waste of resources on everybody's... on all fronts. But I will let them get into fights. These, by the way, are little towers, and you can also like build catapults and like defensive units here to help protect your building. I feel like we're at the stage where we don't really need to engage in any of that yet, but eventually we may. But anyway, yeah, like, not to take anything away from Westwood Studios, the creators of Dune 2, because they definitely, you know, this game is sort of, in many ways, nothing like Dune 2 or what we would consider modern real-time strategy games. So it's like, yes, credit where credit is due. They totally did sort of define the genre. But all I wanted to sort of bring up is the idea that, you know, the ideas behind real-time strategy games were kind of starting to formulate in a variety of places. It wasn't just the guys at Westwood who were starting to experiment with these real-time strategy type, mechanics. So it's kind of cool to come back and like play some of these earlier games, because like if Dune 2 hadn't become a thing, like maybe real-time strategy games would have started to model themselves after Mega-Lo-Mania here, which would have led to, or you know, Populous, like those kinds of games, which would have led to like very different kinds of games. I don't know if this stuff is useful, but I'm getting it anyway. Meanwhile, you can also research like shields, which allow you to like repair things, but I don't know if we need any of that. We're just researching hardcore right now. And we're gonna do this too. Hardcore. We're just like a science-based technology civilization. Meanwhile, it's like everyone's still like literally in the Stone Age. That's okay though. Okay, let's slow everything down right now for a second. Actually, let's speed it up until that's done being researched, and then we're gonna build a fleet of really scary looking dudes. Okay, we'll design a pike. We'll leave like 15 guys on research. So we've now shifted from science-based civilization into a totally warlike civilization. We have a couple guys armed with slingshots, one or two with bows, and then a lot of guys with rocks. In fact, let's not take too many because... Oh. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we can't take anyone with bows. Okay, we need at least one bowman. The rest, slingshots. Then we need a lot of dudes with rocks. And we're going for this one. Teleporting in. Caveman style. I guess caveman had access to teleporter-based technologies. We're just wiping them out before they even have a chance to react. And we're wiping them out a lot slower than we did last time, but what are these numbers? View detail of armies and sector. Okay. I think we're winning this war. It looks like we're winning. I'm gonna assume we're winning. But anyway, yeah, so this game follows sort of a populist style of RTS. And like Westwood themselves, I said this before, but Westwood themselves, you know, Dune 2 was not the first time Westwood experimented with, we're gonna go ahead and remove the army from this sector and invade over here too! Sneak attack! It's not really a sneak attack when they knew we were coming, because they're the only other enemy. We just finished wiping out the red player, but I like to think it's a sneak attack. I like to think they're kind of surprised by what I just did to them. Also, it's interesting, they're still in the year 9500 BC. I'm in 900 AD. I'm in medieval ages, bitch. What is this? Building projects. Build some stuff. Let's have some dudes on the building projects. Remove the army. We're hunting them down like dogs. Nobody escaped. There's just 4 guys who fled. We'll get them though. Don't worry. We're very efficient at hunting down the enemies. There's like nothing left to research. Yeah, I might as well research shields. Why not? Throw some dudes on that. Leave the rest of the dudes to procreate happily. And we pass the level. Crown Prince of Cilia, eternal god of the first epoch. Or epoch. How do you say it? Epoch. Epoch sounds right. Epoch sounds right. All right, now we're off to the second epoch. So there's 2 islands, I guess. So this third island, for some reason, there's always a third island you can't select. What? Dracula of the second epoch? What does that even mean? Huh. Also, I just want to check here. Okay, speech is on. Maybe I'm just, like, talking over all of the, like, speech from my little guys. Yeah, that one looks bigger. Let's go for this one. We'll play the island. And we're gonna go in with a crack team of 20. We're really underbidding here. It kind of reminds me of, like, in BattleTech, the clan invaders. If anyone out there knows BattleTech, they were like a race of people who were really warlike, and every time they went engaged in battles, because they had really limited resources, they would bid to attack with the fewest units possible. And a bunch of different commanders would all try and say they could do the battle with fewer and fewer units, and whatever commander sort of, you'd bid down lower, 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 and then the commander who bid the lowest and nobody else outbid them would actually go into battle. So we are successfully bidding our way into this battle with 20 people. I don't know if this is doable, but let's give it a shot. Let's be at the outer edge. I don't want to be in the center, because then you're the center of attention. Then they're all going to come attack you. Although, like, again, there's no pathfinding. Your guys don't have to walk from territory to territory. So people could attack me here as easily as they could attack me here or here. Anyway, we're all starting out in the Middle Ages now, which is a little different. And interesting. The equation seems to have changed here, because now it looks like there's nothing to research. Huh. Okay, so I'm going to see what happens. I guess I have to collect resources, and the resources will allow me to build certain things. I'm thinking. Check buildings repaired. Interesting. Oh, no, now research has opened itself up. Alright, so we're going to start with spears, I guess. And we'll just sort of go from here. 10 guys. So we are really light on the guys. Let's just leave that pretty low, so we can go ahead and procreate here. Anyway, sort of speaking of BattleTech and Westwood. So, Westwood... Oh, they're attacking me! Oh, shoot. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? This has not happened before in the game. I need an army. Or, you know what? Maybe I can build... Oh, I just got wiped out. Damn it. Okay, so, on level 2, when the computer actually attacks you, it is possible to die. Glad that we learned that. I guess is it wait here to boot us back to the main screen here. Yes, we lost, I know. But anyway, Westwood themselves had developed a game a couple years before Dune 2, 2 years before, in fact, called BattleTech, The Crescent Hawk's Revenge, which is an amazing game. If you guys have never heard of it, you should check out. I have a full playthrough on my channel because it's one of my favorite games from childhood. This is still loading, by the way. I don't know what's happening here. Loser! I'm just a straight up loser, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, let's try this again. Let's play the island. No messing around this time. This time we're gonna send in, how about just 30 dudes? Okay, and we'll have to like plan things a lot better. All right, but BattleTech: The Crescent Hawk's Revenge is it's kind of like a proto real-time strategy game. It's like a real-time strategy game before real-time strategy games were like a thing. Because it's technically, so BattleTech is like a turn-based mecha board game that was actually an amazing board game from like the 80s, 90s, and it's had a revival. You know, like I think you can find it on Steam these days. It was a Kickstarter game way back when that I did kickstart because I love me some BattleTech. But it's a great game. It's kind of like Game of Thrones in space with giant mechs. And Westwood actually converted the board game into a computer, DOS-based strategy game back in the day. And when they did that, they basically sort of took BattleTech from a turn-based game and made it a real-time strategy game that you could speed up and slow down and even pause to issue orders. So it was technically a real-time strategy game, but it had no resource harvesting, nothing like that. It was essentially like a real-time tactical game, I would call it, because there was no base management, there's no tech tree. You did sometimes get to sort of select your units and equip weapons and stuff, kind of like an XCOM before missions, but it was even simpler than that. But nonetheless, sort of the real-time strategy element came in with like the battles, like you fights in like mech fights on the field, where orders were given in real time. And unlike this game where you just click on an area and all your guys do the fighting, there you had to control individual units, much more like in Dune 2, and like position them and stuff. And there was things like you could do more damage to people if you hit them from behind and all sorts of stuff. Okay, we are getting invaded here, so it is time to form an army as quickly as we can before we get wiped out. And place the army there. Go, 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 go. Defend yourselves. Defend yourselves. We don't even have rocks researched. It's just a bunch of guys in their underwear trying to defend their frat house from like these dudes who just totally decided to show up and invade. Okay, meanwhile, because we need people to procreate, we're going to knock this down really low. And we're going to start working on spears. Oh Jesus! I think I overcommitted people to the army here. Spears. There is a way to build stuff. Oh, here it is. You can build spears. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Let's weaponize the building here. And see. Oh, they're lobbing spears at the enemy. Cool. See, that's what you have to do. You have to actually build defensive structures. I think we have lost our entire army, though. Like, we are down to, like, 8 people, guys. There's 1 guy doing research, 2 guys, like, looking at planets, and 5 guys who are, like, desperately procreating. They're, like, in the back, like, really, really, like, desperately trying to, like, procreate as fast as they can. Oh, this guy wiped everyone out. What a jerk. Uh-oh. Damn it! Are we gonna lose? Are we gonna lose again? Man, this went from like easy to hardcore. I think the first few levels lulled me into like a false sense of security. Well, I can do this, I guess. Oh, they keep teleporting in. This is not good. Maybe we should try a different island here. Maybe we should try a different island. It turns out that I am I'm not a great god to pray to, guys. If you're an ancient civilization looking for a leader, I might not be the greatest leader. They even sent a few guys in their underwear just to taunt us. They're calling us a loser. Again! Alright. Let's switch it up. Let's try a different island. And I'm going to bring in a few more guys this time. I still don't want to bring in like more than 30 though. Like I feel like you really do gotta like ration your guys out. Because we could send in 100 here, which would be all nice, but what are we going to do for the other islands? So I'll bring in 30, and I'll send them there. Again, the territories make no difference. You could go wherever you want. Seems to make no difference. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to research spears. So spears are defensive weapons. So I'm going to research these pretty quickly so that, if need be, I can defend myself. And I'm gonna leave these guys more or less. I'll assign 3 guys there just to collect some like more advanced resources. Meanwhile, everyone else is just gonna be on procreation duty. And while that is occurring, see, like the computer sends a bunch of guys out immediately. I think this is how you capture territories. You just send guys out, and if they stay in one spot long enough, you'll capture that territory. But I don't know if it does you much good, because it's probably better to defend yourself early on. Shield design level 4. Okay, hold on. Slow this down again. Let's shield design. Let's actually research shields this time. I'm not entirely sure how these things work, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Meanwhile, we're gonna throw a couple spear guys here, so that if they do try to attack us, they're gonna get a face full of spears. Alright, that sounds about right. But yeah, like, can you guys think of any other examples of like early real-time strategy games? So games that like we're sort of starting to like get into the idea of real-time strategy, even if like they're technically not. Like this game, I don't know if people would consider it a real-time strategy game in the same way of like Dune 2 or like Warcraft or something. Again, it's more like populist, but it has some real-time elements. I mean, like Power Monger, Populous, those are popular ones. I know that Dune 2 itself was inspired by Herzog's Way or something like that. I probably totally butchered the pronunciation of that game, but it is a game where you fly around as like a jet, but you're like commanding other units on the battlefield, and you can like pick them up and like tell them to do certain things and so on and so forth. Okay, let's go ahead and let's go for bow technology. And while that is happening, I'm going to throw 20 guys on that. What can we do with this? So, return shields to side. Select this. Oh, this repairs buildings. Interesting. Here's your blueprints, by the way, the things you've figured out, that you've researched. Okay, we should attack green soon, because he's starting to get too powerful. We can't abide by that. Yellow seems to have lost the war against green, so we're gonna have to do it. We should. Okay, after we get bow technology, we're going for catapults here, which this looks like a slingshot, not a catapult. But we're gonna go for catapults, and we're gonna try and. This may be stupid, but we're gonna try an offensive action against green. Offensive meaning we're gonna attack green. Oh, he has 3 castles. Oh, we only have 1. We are definitely getting outclassed here. I guess I should have been expanding. That's totally a newbie trap in real-time strategy games, is not expanding enough. Because these guys, he's getting 3 times the resources as me, him twice as much. If they don't start fighting each other, I might be totally screwed here. So we're gonna throw as many guys at this as we can. That's quite a bit. The one thing we got going for us is we have procreated. We have procreated like crazy. All right, time to catapult it up, my friends. And we're going here. Psych! All right, let's take this down as quickly as we can. Withdraw army from sector. I don't think so. There doesn't seem to be any resistance, though, so I like that. Meanwhile, over here, let's continue researching stuff. Oh, we took over the sector. Cool. All right. So withdraw army from sector and go over here. We're just gonna like steamroll them. So once we've taken out these 2 of green, I think we'll try and take some of yellows out, because I don't know if these guys are gonna be able to take out the whole map or not, and I don't want to waste all my resources fighting green when like yellow's getting a free pass. This is actually like an old tactic from like Risk. Whenever you played Risk, it's like if you picked on one player too much and left a third player out of the fray, that third player is really the one who got all the benefits. Wait, how do I... Whoa, wait, remove and then go here. Wait, and then can we go here? And then we can go here. Oh, maybe you do have to like walk sector to sector, whatever. But anyway, it's an old tactic from Risk. You don't want to give like one of the other players a free pass, because then they'll get way too powerful. These guys are doing like amazing. I'm so proud of them. Oh, look, he's talking to me. Oh, you can, oh, I forgot about this. You can actually engage in alliances, yes or no. I didn't answer, so I guess that's a yes or a no. Yeah, you can actually try and get in alliances with different players. Oh man, I should try and do that. Request an alliance. Request an alliance. Ooh. So maybe that's what we have to do on that island we're having so much trouble, is request an alliance, because that one, I think it was like the red player, wiped us out. And that was problematic. These guys are just chilling in the Roman age. These guys are busy doing their thing. It's nice when they can procreate at their own pace and they don't have to, like, you know, it's on nobody's clock. They can just do their own thing. If they want to procreate quickly, they can procreate quickly. If they want to, you know, kind of relax and just have a chill Sunday, they can do that. Alright, so I think we have dominated this level pretty decisively. I don't know what the difference was. Like, what's the difference between this level and the other? Like, is the other island just harder? Or did I legit do something different? I think I brought 30 guys, which allowed me to instantly start researching technology right from the get-go. So that's something. But beyond that, so maybe that's the trick, is to bring at least 30 guys to every island. Okay, so these guys are like, what are these guys doing? They're like just going for casual walks in the woods. It's like, can you wipe these guys out? Uh-oh, you know what? Retreat! Run away! Run away! Go over here. Establish a new colony. That's what we'll do. You guys just hang out there. Okay, meanwhile, what's going on over here? Let's speed time up a little bit here. So there's like nothing left to research. So we're gonna go ahead and you guys go there. We're gonna up this a bit. 7 and 7. There we go. And I think these guys are actually capturing this territory.
You want to come on my team?
He's offering. He gave me a wink. No alliances. Oh geez, but he wiped out the green player for me. I will take it. Thank you very much. That is very handy. Hey, meanwhile, we're gonna bring a whole bunch of these guys. We're gonna place them in here. We're gonna wipe you out. He fled. Let's chase him. Let's chase him. Okay, maybe you have to do... Yeah, I think you do have to move sector to sector. There we go. This is the final set. Oh, and he just got wiped out instantly. Alright. Prime Minister of etc. What weird names for these islands. Okay, so we kind of figured out that level. Now time to go to Dracula. This is... Oh, this is a different island. Okay. Let's try and bring 30 people like we did before. We're going to save the 40 for... We're going to save the 40 for... Oh, no, wait. Why am I bringing 40? We're going to save the 40 for the last island, which we had the most trouble with. We're going to go ahead and go right there. Again, I like to be kind of insulated. And maybe what we'll do is we'll request an alliance with Red. See how that goes. See what Red says to that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and research spears first so we can defend ourselves. And while that is going on, we're going to have a few guys here. And everyone else is on procreation duty. Crap. I think audio or something is turned off because I cannot hear their voices. I think they do say things to you like, your alliance is approved. It's kind of bumming me out that that is not working for us today, but we can just use our imaginations. So I'm pretty sure we're now in a formal eternal alliance with Red. Oh no, she turned us down. Request alliance. Okay, she turned us down. That's okay. It was the wise thing to do. It was purely an alliance of convenience. I would have betrayed you the first chance I got. So that was just a test, Red, just to see if you were paying attention. The time travel here angle I think is pretty cool, with the idea of gods that are traveling through time, trying to influence humanity and like some petty gain between them. However, I will say I am a little disappointed that the time traveling is sort of just an aesthetic. Like, it doesn't really have an impact on the game. I was kind of hoping... I mean, I knew this wasn't the case after I read about the game a little bit, so I knew, like, coming into playing it wouldn't be like this. But I was kind of hoping that it would kind of be set up so that there was sort of, like, time consequences. Like, if you went ahead and wiped out a player, like, in medieval ages, and he would, like, never have been born and, like, never existed for, like, the later time epochs, or epochs. There's a really great board game. I say board game with quotation marks because it's actually, uh-oh, I think they've allied against me. I think that's what that means, which is not a good sign. So it's a really great sort of board game that it's basically a card game where you lay out a bunch of cards into a timeline. And, oh, son of a... Oh, they just wiped me out instantly! I didn't even put up a defense, and I'm the loser. Is that it? Is that it? Oh no, I get another chance. Thank God they keep giving you other chances here. Okay, play this island. You know what? Let's just go for it. We're bringing in the big... You know what? We're bringing in 69 people. I want to see what happens here. We bring in 69. Are we just screwed? Are we just boned on the last island? Let's see. We're bringing in all 69. That's a good number of dudes. They're gonna come in here and cause some stuff, man. All right. And so we're just going hardcore into the research. We're gonna have a room full of 35 sweaty scientists making science. Meanwhile, there'll be a mine full of like 10 guys just working day and night, working hard and playing hard, getting all those sweet, sweet resources. And we'll go ahead and speed it up here. But so Chrononauts, you lay out a series of cards, and the cards make like a timeline of history, all the way from like the American Civil War up until like, the 2100s. And the idea is that you play as Chrononauts, which are people who are traveling through time, changing time. And the idea is that everyone's from a different version of history, and they're all trying to get back to their own like home timeline. So what you have to do is like alter events. So you'll go and you'll like flip a card that will change a historical event, like the Titanic doesn't crash. And then what happens is all these other major events that happen after that ripple, and like some of them change and some get erased, and so it's sort of like events that happen in the past influence the future. And I was kind of hoping, when I initially read about time-traveling gods, that would be the angle that this game was going to take, because I think that sounds really cool, the idea of like time-traveling gods here. We're requesting an alliance. I don't know if it's going to take or not, but we requested it. And we'll continue with our research here. Sure, we'll just throw 10 guys on that. In the meantime, let's do this. We're sick of playing second fiddle. Oh, is she coming to war with us, or does she want an alliance? I don't care what it is, because we're coming for you. All right, let's wipe her out. But yeah, so the idea of time travel in video games can be totally cool. So it'd be neat if like this was actually a battle through time. So like you not only had to try to wipe people out, like in battles, but like you had to choose what time period to fight them, because like, in the future, maybe technology is really much more advanced, so you're kind of inclined to want to like build stuff in the future. But if you let the past get taken over, then your future won't exist. So it's sort of like you have to strategically defend the past, where you have really bad resources and bad technology, but in the future you might have really good stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like you could have maybe made like a really interesting game if you'd sort of followed that mechanic through. Not to say that this is not a good game, but just sort of saying, I think initially I kind of thought it might be, it might lean into the time travel mechanic quite a bit more, which would have been really cool. The Messiah of Dracula. Yes, I am. And now I have literally one guy. Is there any way to take people off of an island, or am I like literally just screwed now? Auto slow off, speech on. Like I have a feeling like there's absolutely no way to win this level. So play as the island. We're gonna send all one guy. How is he gonna procreate? He's screwed. He's screwed. It's an insta loss. Like, why would they even allow you to do this? Like, there's no way. There's no way. I'm just gonna request an alliance with green. Oh, red accepted my alliance. Great. So now my one guy, let's see how long it takes him to procreate. A lot of time is passing. Does he need one more man? Is it is it Adam and Steve need to be here so that they can procreate? Because nobody else is coming to this colony. Not a single other person is coming. Time is really far faster than I've totally screwed us. Okay, so here's another sort of minor complaint to this game. Why would they allow you to do this? It's ridiculous. Also, I've taken over 2 of the 3 islands, but what does it matter? Because this third one will never be mine. Now, my one guy, he's very devout. This is his whole castle. He's one rich dude. He just lives in a castle on the hill by himself. No, doesn't know how to procreate. I mean, how could you with one person? I guess that answers the question, though, of whether these guys just, procreate asexually, as in they just divide like flowers or something. They don't. They need, Adam needs a Steve. That's evolution, man. That's evolution. So we've totally screwed ourselves for this. But that's okay. Oh, what? Oh, no, there's another one. Oh, he found a way. Just like in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. All right, we're going to allow these guys to continue to procreate. I have a bad feeling for this island, though. I feel like we definitely are not going to take it over. So, with that in mind, I think I'm going to start wrapping up my thoughts here of Mega-Lo-Mania. So Mega-Lo-Mania is a very cool populist style... Oh yeah, we're totally dead here. So Mega-Lo-Mania is a very interesting populist style god game for the Amiga, and it was later ported to PC and stuff like that. It's sort of a real-time strategy game before Dune 2, so a lot of the conventions aren't there with like base building and controlling specific units and stuff. But it is kind of like a fun old school, yeah, like there's just no points in this. How do I quit? Oh god, I've just committed to another battle. Alright, whatever. So it is a simpler real-time strategy game than we would normally think of when we say the words real-time strategy. But it is kind of like a fun old throwback in the sort of Amiga library. One thing I really do like about it is that it's a semi-complicated game. I mean, fairly complicated for its time, but the mouse tooltips are spot on. Sensible Software knew exactly what they were doing here. And there's pretty much nothing you can't figure out just by playing the game and hovering a mouse. So this is perfect. I sometimes complain about these old games being a little cryptic and like, you know, like, yeah, you can go read the instruction manual, but do I really want to sit down and read like a 30-page manual for every old game I play? Like, you know, I didn't even do that back when I was a kid. I just sat down and tried to figure games out. Like that's how gamers play. And I do look at manuals more so nowadays than I did when I first started my channel, just to make sure we can actually play every game that we set out to play. But this one was such a pleasure to play because, again, there was virtually nothing to sort of figure out. I mean, sort of the mechanics of how you attack and win a level aren't revealed in tooltips, but you can kind of figure that out just by playing. So all in all, you know, there's some great old school Amiga graphics here. There's a very easy to use user interface. It strikes me, it has a cool premise and a cool concept. It strikes me that this is like a really solid Amiga game. I think for people who are interested in populous and those kinds of god games, this is a game that is definitely worth checking out. I don't know if this is going to appeal to everyone, because especially fans of games like Dune and stuff, here we can watch their battle, because like I'm not going to be able to do anything. But fans of like Dune and Command and Conquer and StarCraft and Warcraft, they may not enjoy this kind of real-time strategy. It may be sort of too hands-off for them. But you know, if you sort of like the more populist or powermonger style of gameplay, this might be a game that's worth checking out, especially if you've never heard of it. Seems like a little hidden gem. And Sensible Software, they are a good company that has made good games before, so I give them a thumbs up. So those are my thoughts on the game. What do you guys think of Mega-Lo-Mania here? Is it a game that you yourself have experience playing and you can offer any fond memories or helpful advice? Or is it a game you never heard of before today and now sort of your interest is piqued? Or is it a game that you have absolutely no interest in, even after watching me play through today? Guys, whatever your thoughts, hopefully you've enjoyed checking the game out with me. Hopefully I've entertained you. If I have, go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back in a couple days with a new video and a new game. You don't want to miss out on that. And until next time, my friends, if you find yourself locked in an eternal struggle across time with 3 other competing gods, remember to bring more than 1 or 2 guys into combat. And if you do, keep them by the sidelines. Just let them procreate in peace, because until you get to like 10 dudes, you can't really do anything. So bring more than 2 dudes into combat. Oh, Red wiped out the other guy. Damn. I would be happy, except that Red will absolutely crush me. So we're just moments away from my imminent demise. My 5 guys with no technology. I can't even assign them to technology or they'll stop procreating. My 5 guys, my 6 guys now, are essentially screwed. So, until next time, my friends, play your battles smarter than I did, and peace.